Good evening. Tonight we have General George Patton with us to talk to us a little bit about his accomplishments as an American hero. General Patton is a four-star general and led us through some unprecedented victories in World War II. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing fine. What is your name?
I'm Nathan Shields. Nice to meet you. Thanks for coming tonight.
I appreciate this interview. Now, this is not for any kind of politics, is it? Because I've gotten myself into plenty of troubles doing interviews like this.
No politics here. We're just talking to Cub Scouts tonight.
Cub Scouts?
Cub Scouts.
Ah.
Pack 884.
The future of our country.
Yes.
I'll be happy to talk to the Cub Scouts for you. Mr. Shields.
Will you tell the Cub Scouts what made you serve your country? Why did you decide to serve your country?
So I was a young man called up to fight in the First World War. And the reason why I went to serve my country is because I felt that every man has a responsibility to stop and fight injustice wherever they see it.
What were some of your greatest accomplishments?
I was the first tank commander. Now, tanks were brand new at this time. And I studied those because I knew that tanks were the future. Ike, that's General Eisenhower if you didn't know. He had a plan. And that plan was an operation that helped us land at Normandy on D-Day. And once our soldiers took a foothold in France, then I was given command of the Third Army, the spearhead if you will, and my soldiers went farther and faster and harder than any American infantry unit in history. And we drove straight through France and pushed back those Germans until we concluded that war on VE Day, March 8th, 1945.
It was a great victory.
It's a great victory.
What does it mean to you to serve your country?
It is the ability to, in any instance, school, church, community, stand up for what you know is right. That's courage and bravery, and I respect that. And if it needs be, translate itself on the battlefield, so be it. Now, I was one for war, and not many people aren't. But if that time comes, a good citizen will step up and serve his country with bravery and courage.
Well, you, sir, are a great American hero, and we appreciate your time tonight. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Shields, for this interview. And thank you, Cub Scouts. Do your duty.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a unique opportunity tonight to meet with the 16th President of the United States of America, Abraham Lincoln. He has welcomed us into his home. We're going to ask him a few questions and see what it means to be a real American hero. Thanks for meeting with us tonight.
You're welcome.
President Lincoln.
You're welcome.
Thank you for taking the time. I know you're a busy man.
Yes.
Where did you come from? Tell us a little bit about your upbringing.
I was born in a single-room cabin, raised in humble beginnings in Kentucky and Indiana. I taught myself without any help by reading lots of books. And eventually I taught myself law, becoming a lawyer.
Great. And so you did everything by yourself, huh? No teacher, no schoolroom, nothing?
No.
Impressive. You eventually went on to serve in the House of Representatives for a term.
Yes.
And of course, like we said, you went on to become our 16th president. What were some of the things that helped guide your political views?
I leaned on the Constitution of the United States of America and the teachings of the founders. I believe it is a wonderful and inspired document that guides our country. I believe in the Declaration of Independence. All men are created equal, no matter what color or race they are. All men deserve to be free, and that means that slavery in my time needed to be ended. And I also learned from the Bible. One of its principles in Mark 3:25 states that no house that is divided against itself can stand. And that guided me during the Civil War.
Thanks to you, eventually the 13th Amendment of the Constitution of the United States and the 15th Amendment were passed and allowed all men the right to vote. What is your vision of America in the future?
I believe that this government, of the people, by the people, and for the people, shall not perish from this earth.
And I think thanks to you, we have that opportunity to do so. What are some of the traits, we're talking to the Cub Scouts tonight, what are some of the traits that you would recommend that our Cub Scouts show or work on this year?
Knowledge. Knowledge is good. Always read, always learn, and try new things to expand your mind. It is good to have vision. Set goals. Be grateful. Gratitude is also important. Be grateful for this great country in which we live and the opportunities that present itself. And finally, do your best.
Oh, I agree. That's a good one. Thanks, President Nathan. Here we're signing off from KCUB Network. This is Nathan Shields. This is Nathan Shields with KCUB Network. We've been privileged to spend some time or to meet up with Susan B. Anthony. She's one of the greatest women in American history and definitely a hero by all regards. Thank you so much, Susan B. Anthony, for meeting with us this evening. In your time, in the early 1800s, women weren't treated the same as men. What were some of the discriminations that you faced in your lifetime?
I went to school and asked to learn long division, and my teacher said that I could not because that would be learning more than what boys can learn. I ended up teaching when I turned 20, so I went out to help support my family, and at that time I realized that men teachers got paid 4 times as much as women teachers got paid.
Really?
And then I had one time I just went out and voted at a presidential election.
Really?
And it was at that time they arrested me and said that women do not have the right to vote, but I wanted a right to say. And the judge ordered the jury to find me guilty, and then did not allow me to speak for myself, and he fined me $100, which I told him I would not pay and have not.
That's great. So with these discriminations that you faced, what did you decide to do about it?
I met a woman who was as passionate as I was for equal rights for women, and her name was Elizabeth Cady Stanton, and together we started the first women's temperance movement. Then later on I was co-writer to her in the Women's Journal, which we called The Revolution. And then we also traveled around the United States giving speeches to help the government, hopefully to help society become more equal for men and women.
Well, that's great. Thank you for your dedication. Now, you were also instrumental in the passing of the 19th Amendment to the Constitution of the United States of America. What does the 19th Amendment do for you?
It gives women the right to say.
Do you have anything you'd like to say regarding the women's equal rights movement?
I know that in my day, I will not see women have the right to vote. But I would love to live another century and see the coming of the women's rights works and be a part of that. There's yet lots to be done.
That's right. What advice would you give to some of our Cub Scouts out there about being an American hero themselves?
Be nice to those girls.
That's great. Thank you for your time. This is Nathan Shields with Susan B. Anthony, signing out for KCUB Network.